Bring back former Republican Senator George Allen of Virginia, former Democratic Senator Evan Bayh of Indiana. Well, Senator, you've been in these types of votes before, Senator Bayh. How many of these are we going to go through, or this one gets kicked down, this one fails, this one shot down?
We're going to go through a lot of them, Liz, and there's a lot of this procedural mumbo-jumbo that I'm sure causes the eyes of many of your viewers to glaze over. It caused my eyes to glaze over when I was in the Senate.
You were even there.
But eventually the time will run out, and they'll get down to this, final, what will probably be the skinny alternative. The one, and I've been interested to hear the dialogue back and forth about this, the one thing I think your viewers should think about, and, Charlie was mentioning the insurance stocks, and, you commented they always go up. The one thing here is if you do, particularly in the individual marketplace, which is already struggling, if you do away with the requirement that people have coverage, but at the same time you require the insurance companies to issue policies to people with pre-existing conditions, which would remain in the law, what you set up there is a situation where healthy people will say, well, wait a minute, why should I buy insurance if I can wait until I'm actually sick and they've got to sell it to me? And there's a limit on what they can charge.
Which costs the rest of us money, Governor Allen. And again, I feel this way as well with Senator Bayh, although make the insurance companies offer skinny bundles and then at least give people an option where they say, well, now that it's so cheap and it doesn't make me buy coverage for things I don't think I'm ready to use for the next 30 years, I'll buy it. It actually helps me in case I do get sick.
Yeah, you're right. Both of y'all are right in what you're saying. But just for those of us who are common sense Jeffersonian conservatives, we just blanch and balk at the idea of the government mandating that an individual buy something, any product, and including insurance. And the problem with health insurance is there's nowhere near the competition you see for homeowners insurance or car insurance.
But that doesn't fit into the mumbo-jumbo, eyes glazing over that Evan Bayh was just talking about procedurally.
Right, yeah, process. They worship process in Washington, and normal people don't care. Believe it or not, there's a lot of politics going on there, and a lot of these votes are simply for creating 30-second campaign ads on one side or the other of an issue. You brought up Whole Foods earlier. Whole Foods can teach Washington a lesson. Their employees all have health savings accounts, so they can get insurance that has a high deductible, but they have their health savings accounts to pay for that deductible, so the premiums are much less. Plus, they can keep their insurance and their accounts and take it from job to job, and you don't have to worry then about pre-existing conditions because you're going to a different employer. So to me, that's a creative approach in the private sector from Whole Foods and others who use health savings accounts.
It sure seems like the private sector gets it right more often than the government, notwithstanding the great work that you both have done. We've got this breaking news. I just need to interrupt. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has just responded to rumors that he may be tired of the job and what he's had to deal with. He was dealing at a meeting with the Qatari foreign minister. Cameras caught him. Here's what he said.
I'm not going anywhere.
How long will you stay for?
As long as the president lets me.
In case you didn't hear that, he said, I'm not going anywhere and will stay as long as the president lets me. I'll throw this one up. It's a jump ball. There was even a name starting to float around for this, and that was Rexit, like Brexit, but Rex Tillerson leaving because he was tired of putting up, Evan Bayh, with, perhaps being moved aside often with Jared Kushner to take his place?
I'd say a couple of things about that, Liz. First, by all accounts, Mr. Tillerson is a very able man. And as the CEO of Exxon, he was used to, giving orders and people would follow orders, and he was a hard-charging CEO. Now he finds the government doesn't quite work that way, and I think if you believe the reports, what's been particularly irksome to him, and with justification, has been he hasn't even been allowed to hire his own staff. So that's kind of insulting, but I'm glad he's staying. He's a solid voice, a good voice. I think the more likely one to watch is, of course, the Attorney General with all
we got to run.
Going
We're going
on
to
there.
get cut off, Governor and Senator, thank you so much for joining us.